Here we go again.
Welcome back to Donuts in Space and part 12 of the USS Voyager rebuild. Made a little bit of progress that I kind of really want to share with you. We have, and I'm not sure whether you're going to see them actually. I think I might need to bring these up to the camera. But we do have, whoop, come back camera, there we go. There is one of the shuttlecraft that's painted. It's got a clear coat on that at the moment, and that's just well, it's got a gloss clear coat on it, should I say, and that's just drying off at the moment, and then I can get the decals on it and then paint it and then clear coat it again with a matte clear coat, and then put the blue on for the chiller grills and the red on for the Bazaar scoops. And we've got this one. And that one's been done exactly the same. Again, that's got the clear coat on it now, the gloss clear coat, and just waiting for that to dry so we can do the decal work. I did also print off the shuttle bay floor, so if we can bring that up to the camera as well. That's just on just a bit of A4 paper really. Well, that's not A4 paper itself because it'd be mighty small for A4 paper, but yeah, that's what we're doing. As I say, it's just something simple. Didn't want to do anything too fancy really, because I don't really see the point, because well, you're not really going to see a great deal of it anyway. I just wanted to see if that actually fitted inside the shuttle bay, if I got my measurements right, and I did. So I'm just waiting for the paper to come in now to be able to do that. We've also got the shuttle bay itself done, so that's looking quite good. And if we can, there you go, we got the well, I call them the ribs, girders, whatever you want to call them, down the sides. They're all painted a different colour. And then if we go up into there, you can hopefully see the door that's painted and the frame around that, and then we've got the ladders and the railings etc. that are painted in a different colour. And again, I've clear coated the floor in gloss, so we're just waiting for that to dry before I do anything else. We've also got the roof painted as well. That's all done, so just need to sort the plastic card out for that and get that done. And then the other big thing that we've done, a thing that I really wanted to do actually, is we've got the deflector array housing in place. Now that does actually look really good when you've got it covered. I'm not sure whether we can actually do that. We might need to. There you go. You can now kind of see how that's going to look when it's actually off. Obviously the middle bit you're going to have the deflector array in the center there to cover up that middle bit. So yeah, that's looking quite good. Happy with the progress on that. That just still needs its flat coat on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape that off when it's in. I'm just going to get that taped off so I can do the painting on it, and then once everything's ready for its final clear coat, or once everything's ready for its matte coat, then I'll just go in there, I'll take the masking off and then go back in and sort that out. So that's that bit done. I'm just kind of like wanting to do the little bits really for the shuttle bay, because they're the bits that are going to take the longest, such as the little shuttlecraft etc. I did end up going with 2 of the SMDs, one on each side, so that's hopefully going to look good. Basically what I used to light block it is the Alclad, can't speak at the moment, the Alclad black primer with microfiller in it. So I sprayed it down with that. I gave that a couple of coats. There were still a few little light blocking issues, so I just went in there with just ordinary flat black paint and just touched those bits up that the airbrush couldn't get into, and then basically mixed up the paint for those myself, and then just sprayed them and then cleared them, and we're just waiting for the gloss coat to dry so we can get the decals on. So as soon as we've got some more work done to this wee beastie, I will come back to you. Got some more work done to this wee beastie of mine. The biggest milestones so far of this build. We've actually got both of the upper saucers, the upper and the lower saucer section glued together now. That actually went together quite easy, which surprised me, to be fair, because the last time I'd done these kind of modifications to this section of the ship, it fought me all the way putting it together. This time it just kind of almost plunked itself straight in there without any issues at all. It was it was almost as though the thing wanted to be put together, really. So that kind of amazed me. Yeah, so this basically now is going to be left until tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to leave it for a good 24 hours before I do anything else with it. The only things that really need to be done is some putty and sanding, really, around the seams, and that's about it, to be fair. So looking forward to doing that tomorrow. That's going to start to look good. I want to get all the putty and the sanding done on this section before it gets glued to the engineering hull, really. It's just easier to do that on this section, it being quite big and bulky. You kind of need to get in there, really, and not have any obstructions, which you would do if the hull was attached. The other thing that I've done as well, the flat pieces of styrene stock that I had on this kit, I've removed those. Sorry, excuse me. I removed those and replaced them with half round stock. Now this stuff is really thin. If I can get me my other glasses out and take a look, because this rating is too small for me to see without my glasses on. So this is 0.3 mil by 0.8 mil, and that's half round rod, which works really good, and that's plasti strut as well, I think. Is it plasti or plastrut, should I say? Not plasti strut, it's plastrut. But that actually looks a lot better than the other stuff that I've had on there, and it's more in keeping with these other parts that are moulded into the ship as well, that we've got there, essentially the same size as that. So I decided to just remove that stuff and put that on. So yeah, that's looking good. Some pretty good progress on that, as I say. Quite happy with that, really. So that can be put to one side until tomorrow. We've also got some more work carried out to the fan tower as well. We've basically got the bits of styrene rod that need to be in the elongated U. They're just going to need a little bit of putty in those just to sand them, just to make them really smooth. We've also changed the plasti strut for the half round. The reason why we've done that is this is more in keeping, to be fair, than the stuff that I had on there before. That was just really too thick in every single way. So I changed it for this, and it looks a hell of a lot better. We've also got the shuttle bay in place as well now, so really happy about that. And we've got the little shuttlecraft in there, and as you can most probably tell by the amount of resistors that have been super glued to the back there, that it does light up. I did actually notice one issue with this, if I'm to be honest, and that's that even after hours of testing, one of the LEDs in the sorry, not LEDs, SMDs in the one of the nacelles has actually stopped working, and that's really peed me off. and I can't really now go back in there and sort that out. So it's just going to have to stay like that, I think, to be fair, because I'm not ripping it open again and mucking about. But if we can get in there, you should hopefully be able to see both of the shuttlecraft in there that are lighting up. So they look pretty good. And yeah, this is the SMD on that side that's blown. That's really peed me off. But as I say, I'm not going back in there and trying to sort that out, because it just basically means ripping the whole thing apart to redo it. Yeah, I've always, you know, I love SMDs and I love lighting models, but there just always seems to be an issue, you know. I mean, they're 1.2k resistors on there as well, so there's no way that SMD should blow that quickly, to be fair. And as I say, I had it on for 4 hours and it lit up constantly for 4 hours, and you would have thought that after that there'd be no issues with that, but there is. So it's really weird. I'm not sure what's gone on there for that to happen, but there you go. So yeah, happy with, well, apart from the SMD, I'm happy with the way that this is turning out. I just need to do a little bit of light blocking on the inside of these. Totally forgot to do it, and it shouldn't really take too much work to do the light blocking on the inside of those, really, to be fair. We should be able to get that done pretty quickly, really. So yeah, really happy with the way that that's looking. It won't be long before this is actually ready to be put into the main engineering hull. That will actually go in first before the saucer section, and then I can just basically from the middle marry up all the lights, and then bring them all down on one, or yeah, two different types of wires, because you've got the ones for the anti-collision lights, and then you've got all the static ones. The other thing that we've been working on is the little shuttlecraft as well. We've got the little Aeroshuttle. This is basically, if we get the saucer out again, it's basically this craft that sits there. So this aero wing, or Aeroshuttle, whichever way you want to call it, would actually sit on the kit like so. And this is quite a nice little shuttle. The only thing that I'm not really happy with is, if I bring you in, is the quality of the print on the bottom. Now, luckily enough, with the way that this is going to be displayed, you're not really going to see the bottom of this. So in some respects it doesn't matter. The thing is with these is that you got the Aeroshuttle, you then also got the Delta Flyer, and 4 regular shuttlecraft, and they were all printed in one go, and this was basically used as the base. So the Delta Flyer was at the front, and then you had the 4 shuttlecraft then moulded onto the back of this. Personally, I would have preferred it if they was all done separately, but they weren't. So yeah, the detail on the bottom of that is quite bad, actually. And hopefully, if we can get this back in frame, sorry about that, you can hopefully see there that we've got a lot of decals on there as well. So that's looking good. This just needs a coat of matte clear coat now, just to bring the hue down on that. And this does light up, although at the moment, because these wires haven't been actually been soldered yet, the connection's still a little bit dodgy, to be fair, I think is the best way to describe that. Let me put my glasses back on again, because I can't really see what's going on. Yeah, you see all the wiring is starting to come apart already there. But yeah, you can see there when it stops flashing a bit. Whoop, let's get that back in line. Let's turn this light out here. We might be able to get a little bit of a shot, a better view. There you go. So you can kind of see there. If I cut my hands around it a little bit, you might be able to see a little bit more. So you can actually see there the all the rooms light up, etc. So really happy with that. There's just a little bit more work to do on the blue sections as well for the warp engines. I just need to sort of touch those up a little bit more, and also the facade scoops on the front and the exhaust ports on the back there. They just need a little bit more work being done to them. And that's about it really. I'm not really going to bother doing too much detail work to this, or much more detail work to it, to be fair. A, because it's really small, but B, there's no point in doing any kind of weathering to it, because this thing was never actually used in the show. It just stood underneath, so it would have never really got any kind of weathering on it at all, to be fair. So I'm just going to leave that as is. The other one that we've been working on as well, as I say, is the Delta Flyer, if I can find it. It's I don't. Oh, there it is. I got it. Let me just here we go. So there's the Delta Flyer. Now with this, it does need to be changed. The colour does need to be changed. I basically used flat white and sky grey to paint this. The flat white was the main base of the paint, and then I just added a sky grey in there until we got the off-white colour. The only problem is at the moment, although when I first painted this you could see the grey tint to it, as it's dried, it's just dried almost a brilliant white again. So I'm going to have to repaint that because I'm not happy with it. The warp drives that are on both sides, so this one here and then that one there, can stay as they are. I can just paint around those, and also the facade scoop things. I just paint around all of those. Again, the quality of the print on this isn't that good. There's no detail on the bottom, and then there's also marks in there that I just can't get out unless I sand the whole kit apart. Again, this will actually be lit. I just haven't got that round to that bit yet. What I'm going to need to do is, because this will be sitting on a bit of a pole, so I'm just going to drill a hole, pretty much in the middle there, to run all the wires through, and that should be okay. I've already tested it, and I know that I can get enough light to the engines to actually make them work, and then there'll be enough light left over for the cabin as well. So all I do is I'll just put some microcrystal clear glue in those little windows to help them. So that's not looking too bad. Once I've repainted this and then given it a clear coat, I'll then be able to put the decals on there. So that'd be good. On and off, I've been working on the base as well. It's the same base that I had on the previous model. So let me just pan out a little bit. Oh, my camera's going for a Bertie. There we go. Let's turn that off. So yeah, this is the base. Oh, well, the lid of the base, should I say, really. So the pole goes through that hole. You've then got these the micro switch that sits there, and then this is actually the back of the box. And then here, I'm not sure whether you're going to see it actually, but I'll see if we can zoom in. Oh, wrong way. You might be able to see it if the camera behaves. I don't know why that's moving around so much today. But we've got a hole here for the aero wing that's going to sit there. So where is it? There it is. So that is basically going to sit kind of there like so. The Delta Flyer, once that's redone, is going to kind of sit there like so. and then I'm going to actually, I've got 3 holes drilled there. 2 of those, these 2 here, I'm actually going to fill in again because I don't like their position. And then I've got another hole here that's just being hidden by the wires for the Aeroshuttle. So I'm going to put another hole about there. So then these 2 would be the holes for the other 2 shuttlecraft that I've got, that are basically one of each of the same ones that are in the shuttle bay at the moment. So I think it's a Type 8 and a Type 9. So they will sit just there. The Aeroshuttle itself will be kind of sitting up about that high-ish, so about 2, maybe about 3, possibly 4 inches off the top of the box. And then the Delta Flyer will be kind of about there, so it's kind of, you kind of got them at about that angle like so, and I think that's going to look quite good. And then the 2 shuttlecraft that are here will actually then be just sitting on the surface of the box itself. The other thing that I want to do with the box, and it really does depend on the software really that I've got on my computer, because I can't see the point in buying any decent software for this, to be fair. Let me just pan back out. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to get a decal on the top of the box. Basically, when the box is finished, it's all going to be done in gloss black, so this needs to be sanded down so it's nice and smooth, and then it'll be gloss painted, or painted in gloss black, and so will the bottom part of it. And then I want to slide a decal onto the top of it of a nebula. I found one online that I really like that's got a lot of sort of greens in it. And I think that's kind of quite fitting really, because Janeway did defeat the Borg on a few occasions. She kicked their butts. So I think that would be quite nice to actually have the green nebula on there as well. And plus the fact from it, because it's from the Delta Quadrant as well, I think that would be quite cool as well. But as I say, it just depends on my software on my computer as to whether I can actually get that nebula sized correctly for a decal sheet to be put on there. I mean, it's going to be a bit of an undertaking to get a large decal sheet to be placed on here, but it should be doable. But as I say, it just depends on the software that I've got on my computer. As I say, it's just the free stuff. I can't see the point in buying a really fancy one, because I don't really use them that often, to be fair, so it's not really worth the money for me. But then I've also got to think with the printer, is my printer actually capable of printing a decent quality decal to actually put on there? I mean, the only way that I'm going to find that out is by printing it out on paper first, to see if it's going to be any good. Hopefully it will be, because I think it'll be quite good with a little bit of a nebula on there. But basically this is the bottom of the box. As I say, it's the same one that I had before. Now this in itself used to have hinges on it. It was basically an openable box, so you can see there and also there that where the hinges went in. All I've basically done is got this wood, which was on the inside, it acted as dividers on the inside, and basically chopped one of those up and actually put those in there. That's going to need a little bit of sanding down and a little bit of filler to get that level, and we've also got the screw holes on the top there to do as well. And it's basically done the same here. We've got 4 holes that need to be sort of filled in there, and then a couple of holes where the hinges were, the locking mechanism was on the front. And again, all I've done is I've chopped these kind of bits in half and just glued those to the inside, one on each side, just so that the box lid has got some guides to actually fall down on, and also when it's on there it's not going to sort of move over the place. I mean, it should be fairly stable anyway, because you've got a bit of wood in here with a hole for the pole to go in. Anyway, so that should stop the stop the top of the box from going over. But I just thought I'd add those as a little bit of extra security there. So yeah, quite happy with that so far. I think that's going to be about it for this video though, guys. I think it's going to get a little bit too long. So I will catch up with you in part 13, which is unlucky for some. And hopefully in part 13 we might actually have parts of the ship glued together. Well, apart from the bits that I've done already. I mean, like, you know, getting the saucer section onto the main engineering section and the fan tail put in and whatnot. That would be kind of cool. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there for the moment, guys, and I will catch you in the next episode. So until then, thanks for watching, and as always, please do take care.